First of all, let me thank you for giving me the time to talk to you this afternoon. I want to tell you about an area that's south of Denver, Colorado. It's an area called an open space, and it's 17,000 acres of land with walking paths and equestrian trails. And every time I go there, I find myself wishing that we could do something like that in Somerville County. I might mention that Jefferson County acquired this acreage and made these paths through the use of a 4B tax that was implemented in 1977 when they began buying property after that. Now, I'm not the first person to think of this for Somerville County. In 1993, the Somerville County Economic Development Group, along with the Cornerstone Group, recruited the engineering firm Fries and Nichols and asked them to develop a plan for a linear park along the Biloxi River. And that included the area from the Big Rocks all the way west to Highway 67. Those planners concluded that it was a great idea, and it was a good way to enhance the natural environment, preserve the existing floodplain, and provide economic growth opportunities for the area and satisfy the recreational needs of the community. Just last week, the counselors of real estate consultants suggested that the river frontage was a wonderful resource that should be developed to its best advantage, and that we could take our first step by creating a river walk from Heritage Park to the Big Rocks. This river walk would draw people into the downtown business district and increase tourism in the downtown Glen area as well. As I mentioned before, I would like to see a system of parks and paths and riding trails throughout the county, both directions on the river and connecting other parks. For example, going on all the way behind the Expo Center to that park back there, and maybe even on up to the Wheeler Branch Reservoir, where we will be having riding trails and walking paths up there. We could start by taking our first step and pulling together as a community to create a river walk. Now, Ronald took some good pictures of the Riverwalk area in Lampasas, and I'm going to show you some of those to give you some sort of an idea as to what we can do. And here's a good example of a walkway that we can create over the river. Here is an example of picnic tables that don't impact the floodway, and they shouldn't suffer too much damage in a flood. Here's an example of a walkway built to allow folks to get down to the water's edge. And this is a nice example of some stonework that we could include in our project. Here's an example of a pathway across the river, similar to what's on the weir on our river. What we'd like to do is ask the City Council to create an official river walk committee and to charge the committee with developing a river walk plan and then assisting in carrying out that plan as needed. And we're already prepared to provide a preliminary plan within the next 2 months. And what we could do is we could have a town hall meeting to get citizen input at that time. Now, the names of the committee members are up on the board. I am Margaret Drake. I have some experience along these lines. I was involved in Operation Paintbrush for several years ago, in which we painted houses using volunteer labor and volunteer paint, etc., in the town of Glen. And I also have a passion for seeing parks and open spaces developed in this county. Also, in my work, I am a project manager, so I have experience along those lines. And I'm going to ask the other committee members to stand up one by one and introduce themselves and tell the City Council members why they want to be on the committee. So if we could start with you, Ronald.
My name is Ronald Bruce, and the reason I want to be on this committee is because I want a cleaner swimming area for the kids, because I really don't want them going out some of the places in the county that The only place they have to swim right here in Glen Road. So I kinda wanted to get them closer to town. We'll have all enforcement and stuff like that to watch over.
Thanks. Karen?
I'm Karen Richardson, and I'm, of course, living on the river and interested in, I have a recreation and parks background as well as landscape architecture, and I would feel free, just want to offer my input and ideas and work with the group to come up with a viable solution for our town.
We've already roped Karen into volunteering to draw up a plan for us. Is Judy here?
Judy's home safe.
Oh dear, okay. All right, Judy lives along, or is building a house along the Biloxi River down there. Jennifer?
My name is Jennifer Miller, most of you already know that, good or bad. My interest in this is that I live here, I love this town, and I want my son to have something that he can be proud of and to grow up with this. I come to the table having a lot of experience. I worked and did the initial project for the revamp of the Waco Riverwalk, and so I've done this before. And I have a background in environmental science, so I also understand the hydrology parts of this as well.
What about your husband?
And my husband, who isn't here, he is a great project manager. He's worked with a lot of different, he has a degree in environmental science as well. And he is also just passionate about this community. This is where he grew up and he loves it and he wants to improve it.
Andy?
All right. Andy Lucas, I'm the city attorney, and I just wanted to make myself available for any legal issues that come up. And I think Riverwalk's a great idea for this community.
He's here to keep us straight and honest. And Christine, I'm not sure Christine could make it.
Christine was unable to make it. She's sick as well.
Right. Thank you.